Hello, my name is Mrs. Overish, and this is Math Mania for 1st and 2nd graders. I am so glad you're here today. Let's learn something new in math. Today we're going to be talking more about subtracting two-digit numbers using expanded form. All you need today is a piece of paper and a pencil. Let's get started. We're first going to go over our I can statement. Our I can statement today says, I can subtract two-digit numbers by putting the numbers in expanded form. If I remember correctly from last week, I only changed one word in this I can statement, and that's that word subtract. So the only word that's different is subtract. It used to say add. So we used to be putting numbers together to make something bigger. Now we're going to be subtracting or taking away. So I can take away or subtract two-digit numbers by putting the numbers in expanded form. And we remember what expanded form is. Expanded form is when we show the value of each digit in a number. I'm going to put that up on the board just to remind us. So we have I can subtract or take away two-digit numbers by putting the numbers in expanded form, or I can show the value of each digit in a number. All right, this chart has helped us with our expanded form addition. It's going to help us today with our expanded form subtraction as well. But we do need to change one step. Which step do you think we should change? We have number 1, stack. Number 2, identify. Number 3, expand. Number 4, add, or number 5, squish. That super mathematical term, right? Which one do we need to change to help go with our I can statement today? That's right, we need to get rid of that word add, and we need to change it to subtract. If we're going to take away, we can't be adding in our step, right? So I am going to change step 4 to subtract. It's like it was never there. Let's try our first problem. Our first problem today is 59 minus 21. If I go back to my chart to look at step 1, I see that it's telling me to stack. So I know I need to stack my two numbers on top of each other. Now with subtraction, this step can be really, really super important because if we mess it up, it can mess up our whole problem. So we're going to stack up 59 minus 21. And we notice that that bigger number is on top. When we are stacking up our subtraction problem with two numbers, we want to make sure that that bigger number is always on top. We can't take away from a smaller number. So we have to make sure we start out strong in our problem. Starting out strong means starting out with that big number on top. So we have 59 minus 21. Step 1, done. Step 2 says to identify. I'm going to identify today using a blue marker and a red marker to put around my tens and my ones place. If you don't have different colors at home, you can always just put a box around the tens place and a circle around the ones place. So I see a 5 in my tens place in the number 59, a 9 in the ones place, a 2 in the tens place in the number 21, and a 1 in the ones place in the number 21. This step helps us with our next one. What is our next step? Expand. So we need to expand our two numbers, and we want to make sure that as we've stacked them, we keep them in line with the order that we've put them in. So that means that the expanded form of 59 has to go on top because that's the number we put on top when we stacked, because it's the bigger problem. When I think about putting 59 in expanded form, I see that there's a 5 in the tens place. 5 tens means 50. Showing the value. The value of 5 tens is 50. The 9 in my ones place, the value is 9. So putting the number 59 in expanded form is 50 plus 9. Now we need to do the exact same thing with the number 21. I see a 2 in the tens place, 2 tens, the value of 2 tens is 20. Plus the value in the ones place, which is a 1. Now I have expanded my problem. This is that one step that we are changing because it has to go with what we said we were going to do. And what we're going to do is subtract. So our next step is to subtract our two expanded forms. The last 2 weeks we were adding. Today we're going to subtract. We have to follow that same sign throughout. Now, this part can get kind of confusing because you see we have plus signs on our problem. But these plus signs are helping us with our expanded form. They don't do anything other than show us that when we put these two numbers together, it equals this number. So I remember I have my subtraction sign right here. I have it right here when I stacked up the problem. I'm going to bring it over here just so I really don't forget. And now I can start subtracting. I want to subtract my ones place first. So if I come to my ones place, I can do 9 minus 1. 9 take away 1. 9 subtract 1. Whatever you want to say. When I take away 1 from 9, I get 8. Now I can go ahead and move to my tens place. I have 50 minus 20. I can also think of this as 5 tens minus 2 tens. That makes it a little bit easier of a subtraction problem. Because if I just have 5 tens and I'm taking away 2 of them, now I only have 3 tens. But I know that 3 tens is actually 30. Now I have my answer in expanded form. So now I get to do the most fun, really tricky mathematical thing I've ever done, and I get to squish it together. And when I squish my answer together, I get 38. Woohoo! Not too bad, right? We're only changing one step when we use subtraction with expanded form. All right, now is when you need your piece of paper and a pencil because we're going to try some together. We're going to try the problem 75 minus 14. So go ahead and put this at the top of your paper. You might already know what step 1 is. Maybe you wrote the problem as if you already had done step 1. Step 1 is to stack up our work. We know we need to put that bigger number on top. Our bigger number probably was already first in the problem, so that makes it pretty easy. Now that my problem is stacked up, I want to identify. You might just identify in your head. You might identify by drawing a box or a circle with your pencil. I'm going to identify using my different colors to really help me when it comes to that next step. I see that I have a 7 in my tens place and the number 75, and a 1 in my tens place and the number 14. I also have a number 5 in the ones place and the number 75, so I'm going to put a red circle around it. And a 4 in the ones place and the number 14. Now that I have identified, I can expand. I want to make sure I keep my numbers in the same order that they are. So the number 75 in expanded forms on top, the number 14 in expanded forms on bottom. What is the number 75 in expanded form? Can anyone tell me? You're right, it is 70 plus 5. I saw that I had 7 tens plus my 5 ones, so 70 plus 5. Now I need to do the same thing to the number 14. Sometimes this can be kind of tricky seeing that 1 in the tens place, but it doesn't have to be tricky. Knowing that 1 10 just equals 10. Plus my number in the ones place, which is a 4. Now I have put both of my numbers in expanded form. My zeros are kind of messy today. There we go. So if I look back, I need to subtract. I see my subtraction sign right here, right here. I'm going to add it right here as well, just so I remember through every step exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to subtract my ones first. All right, my ones. 5 minus 4. 5 take away 4. If I take away 4 from 5, what do I get? 1. Now I need to take away my tens place. I have 70 minus 10. 70 minus 10. 7 tens minus 1 10. 6 tens are 60. Now my answer is in expanded form. So I get to do the best step, which is squish it together. I squish my tens and my ones together, and I get the answer 61. Nice job. I have a challenge for you today, and that challenge is a word problem that you're gonna need to subtract and use expanded form to find the right answer. I think you guys are ready. All right, here's your word problem. There were 97 days of summer. It's a long summer. It was a good summer because it was so long. 23 of the days were cloudy and rainy. So how many of them were sunny? I had 97 days total. 23 of them were cloudy and rainy. So how many days of summer were sunny? Let's figure out what the subtraction problem is going to be. If I had 97 days of summer, I hear that's my bigger number, so I know that needs to come first. And then how many of those days were rainy? 23. So I know I'm going to take away 97, or I'm going to take away 23 from 97. My first step is to stack it up. You guys probably already had that on your paper. Now I want you to see if you can go ahead and identify the tens in the ones place, expand the two numbers, subtract first the ones, then the tens, and then squish your expanded form answer into your final answer. All right, I think you guys can do it. You got to figure out how many sunny days we had in summer. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Mrs. Overish, and this was Math Mania. I'll see you next time.